Make it close.
Second place.
Hello YouTubers, today is Monday, October 24th, and we are recapping Sunday, October 23rd. I'm James.
I'm Derek.
And we're from the Gate of Life worship team, and this is a Gate of Life recap.
My chains are gone, I've been set free, my God, my Savior.
Okay, so today's reading from Psalm sets up the whole service about humility and just understanding where it is that we want to dwell, and that is the Lord's dwelling place. And it discusses that forever theme that's touched in Matthew during the worry verse, and in this psalm, in Psalm 84, Psalms 84, it discusses how the birds and everything will find a dwelling place and will find a safe place where they can raise their family, and that is the dwelling place of the Lord.
So, in Timothy 2, he's talking about how, like just as in the children's message, so Timothy relates to the children's message, and the psalm relates to the sermon, which works out pretty well. The fact. So in Timothy, the children's message is talking about a race, and he's been poured out as libation, as the reading uses, which is just a drink, fancy way of saying drink in my opinion. And so it's time for him to leave, and it says that he has finished the race, he kept good faith, and he fought the good fight. And now all that's left for him is a crown of righteousness and happiness, and to have God by his side. And it says that everyone left him except for God, and because he was faithful and righteous, he had God by his side, and that was all that he ended up needing in the end. And he was rescued from the lions.
And it also shows just kind of like how humble he was, because even though a lot of people deserted him and they talked bad about him, he never said that he did this on his own. Like, even though he clearly states that nobody supported him, he never said that he did it by himself. He gives full credit to God, and that's basically what the whole service was about, humility. Okay, so the gospel today, it's like Luke 18, I think.
Okay, I'll take your word.
Anyway, so we hear about the parable about the Pharisee and the tax collector, and how the Pharisee really boasts and brags about how religious he is, how faithful he is, how much more of a faithful person he is versus this tax collector, because he comes and he fasts this amount of time and he comes to church every single week. And, this tax collector is such a sinner, and he swindles people and stuff like that. And so he is a better person than this tax collector. And the parable is all about not judging other people and not doing that, because the tax collector, in his moment of solitude and just self-reflection, he recognizes that he is a sinner, and he can't even look up at God. He lays with his face to the floor. And then Jesus says at the end that truly the tax collector was much more justified than the Pharisee, because the Pharisee wasn't acting godly, he wasn't acting Christ-like per se, and it's all part about being humble. The tax collector was very humble, he understood that, and Jesus goes to say that, when you are humble, you are exalted in the end, but when you exalt yourself, you will be humbled.
So, like, the main reason the Pharisee was in deep doo-doo with God is because he was like, I am thankful for not being this person and not having these struggles. Hey, thanks for the life, but I'm so happy that I'm not these people. And it was just like, it's one of those things where like, rah, rah, go me, I'm not you, ha. Like, bask in my own glory kind of thing. And the tax collector just wants to be known as sinner.
I mean, how many times have we seen people get turned off by, religion and faith and stuff, because people are so exclusive with it. The children's sermon today was about running the race, and it's all about running by yourself or being able to run with one another. And Pastor Jeanette discussed all these things that she has done, but she did it with the help of other people too that supported her. The sermon today continues on with humility and being able to run the race by ourselves, or try to run the race by ourselves. Pastor Jeanette also talked about individuals that she met that she would consider incredibly humble, and she talked about a funeral she presided over this past weekend, and where the individual was discussed as being very humble, and whenever she would receive a compliment, she would reply by saying, "Oh, I don't know about that. You are amazing."
Oh, I don't know about that.
People who are humble aren't necessarily afraid of getting compliments, but they just don't really want to take the full credit for the things that they do. And our Gospels today discuss that and our text from Timothy, how he has made it through all these hardships and with people denying him, but he doesn't want to take credit for it. He gives it to God. And that's kind of the theme with humility, that you can't do it on your own.
Yeah.
Because without God, we kind of start slipping into this world of pridefulness. And Pastor Andrew stated that that's a very slippery slope to get into.
Like the person that's getting the compliment isn't doing it for compliments. They're doing it because they have like a passion for it, or they just are like, let's say you're going and you're working for free at a charity and someone's like, oh, that's so nice of you. You're like, well, I'm not doing it for the compliment. Or you're helping someone, but you're not trying to like feel good about it. You're doing it for that person. And then if they compliment, you're like, oh no, I'm here helping them. I'm not here for personal gain or anything like that. Like,
I think this is a topic that's really hard to accept in our culture, just because based on like the American dream and just always being told that only you can do it type of thing. We kind of learn how to be kind of prideful, and so this is a hard personality to shift into as you get older, because humbleness is a very Christian way of life, and it's part of what Jesus taught us to be. But our culture tries to teach us kind of against that.
Culture in our government is like independence, rah rah.
Right. So don't be the Pharisee, be the tax collector.
Yeah.
Be
a
like
sinner. It's okay. Everyone is a sinner.
Yes. Be like Paul. Know that you had help from God. The going lesson is basically this: as the body of Christ, we need to include everybody and remember that we cannot make it without each other, and that's part of being humble, and that we cannot be humble without God in our life. So, scriptures for next week.
The first reading is going to be Jeremiah 31, verses 31 through 34.
Yay. And then the second reading is from Romans chapter 3, 19 through 28. And the gospel will be Luke 19, 1 through 18. So remember to go be disciples of Christ, and always remember, be salty, my friends. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Have a great one.
Bye.
I wanna run on greener pastures. I wanna dance on higher hills. I wanna drink from sweeter.
Hey guys, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Gate of Life Bethel Lutheran, and we post videos like this every single Monday for the service prior. Also, look us up on Facebook at Gate of Life, and you can keep up with any verses or YouTube videos like this through there too. Alright, see you next week. SoundCloud. Woo! That one was close.
Sound clap. Sound
Yeah.
clap. Sound clap. Sound clap.
Alright, enough of that. They go through the valley of Baca. They will make it a place of springs. The early rain also covers it with a pool. They go from strength to strength of the gods that was seen in Zion.
What? Ooh, Zion.
And another famous parable. I guess all of Jesus' parables are famous, right?
Obviously.
And I keep saying every single week, revisit, but we always talk about them. So this is a problem with today's culture. We can't take anything serious.
He's just like, I can't look at you. I am a sinner. Except he's on the ground, so it's more like.
Now Derek saw the picture. Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me.
The sharpest tool in the shed.
She was looking kinda dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead.
Literally everything you just said turned into an image in my head. It was the weirdest thing.
Smiley lamb. Yep. Whatever that was. Okay.